Hey guys, I'm back with another market update part 2, and I'm going to go over the specialty sets this time. So, Prismatic seems to be having some activity, and I want to go over that and kind of what I'm seeing for the future. So, first thing I'll note is that, yeah, the Prismatic tin displays are going back in price as expected. As I said before, they're way too cheap price per pack wise, it makes zero sense. Um, when loose packs are selling for like 13 something, and they were selling for like just under 13 yesterday, and they're more exclusive items, and they're something that people actually want more. So yeah, they went back up to about 213. Wouldn't be surprised if they keep increasing. It's kind of contingent on Prismatic continuing to increase and the supply shifting and seeing how much supply we actually have. If we see that supply is actually a lot lower than people expect compared to the other things, the price is sure to go up. I suspect that I feel like they are harder to create and they're harder to obtain in like the full tin display format, not just the mini tin separately. But yeah, we'll see if that's right or not. It just seems from logistical standpoint, it's probably way easier to just print out like text sticker collections or maybe even poster collections. But it seems like text stickers are probably the easiest thing to print, it, as well as like maybe the booster bundles. Um, so yeah, ETBs are still selling well. It actually increased in demand like slightly yesterday, even though the price point stays around 130. So Prismatic ETBs are still doing strong. And in packs, like 2 days in a row, they've been selling stronger after a slight decline. We're actually seeing the opposite thing with Crown Zenith and 151, where their pack prices are slowing down for these price increases. So Prismatic seems to be its own separate little category, which makes sense because it is the more recent set. But it seems like more attention might be put into these. Then again, these pack prices are more like volatile because a lot of it's dependent on when ripper shippers decide to restock, and they don't restock every day. They just don't, they get supply and then they replenish every now and then. But I think that for the other two sets, Crown Zenith and 151, sellers or buyers are just getting used to new price points and wondering if they should really buy. But yeah, we're seeing, as I said before, instead of the three pack things being sold like the tech stickers and poster collections, we're seeing packs being sold more. Um, all right, so surprise boxes are also going back up. I like to look at the demand, like how much demand is being sold. Still a good amount of surprise boxes. Demand has actually increased over the last 2 days to about 50. There's only like 200 or 250 in the market, so I keep seeing about 20% of the market or listed prices keeps being bought out. And surprise boxes going back up a little bit. As expected, they do have the stamp promo card, which has some value. As packs go up, like right now, packs are like what, $13. So that is 13 times 4. That's like $52. That means that what you're saying is if I subtract 69 from that 17, you're saying the promo card is worth $17, which I think it's kind of undervalued. I haven't checked the eBay prices in a while. I really have to do a video on that or something. Um, but yeah, I still expect this to go up. But it's also a supply dependent thing. I feel like these are probably harder to print for Pokemon, also because it's just a little more complicated. Like they have to print the promo cards as well versus like just regular packs. I feel like in this bull market, Pokemon, it's just speculation. Pokemon's going to prioritize printing things that are easier to print because they just have to get more supply out there. Um, all right, this is kind of a big one in my eyes. So binder collections, their price has not changed much, but the demand is like going up quite a bit. And this is also like, so a lot of this is just like, what should I invest in Prismatic? Because the thing right now is that a lot of the price points are very, very, very similar. And so that's weird because like, I'll show you 151 first. So I didn't do all the data for 151 today because there wasn't that many changes. But like when you look at 151, you can see like the loose pack price, and like there's some things close to like the $11 to $13 marks. So you're like, okay, all these things are approximately valued the same. Um, but before, like things like the Zapdos box, Alakazam box, and the poster collections weren't worth as much price per pack. It's only recently because supply is kind of thinned out. But then there's the more specialty items like the UPC, the ETBs, especially the PCTBs, like and the binders. Like they stick out a lot because supply was just not enough, and Pokemon didn't print as many of them. And so the same thing's probably gonna happen with Prismatic. There's probably gonna be some Prismatic items that they don't print enough, and those things will become more collector's items. Not that they always have a lot of sales. Like the binders aren't selling that much, but they are selling like enough that the price is still this high, like 30 something dollars a pack. So what I'm seeing now with Prismatic is I think people are starting to possibly realize that, and like that's kind of why like the binder collections, like people already knew what happened to 151. You can use past data. You can say, oh, the binder collections for 151 sold out and they rose in value a lot, why shouldn't the binder collections of Prismatic do the same thing? And that doesn't always work, so it's kind of a risk. But yeah, like people have speculated, it is hardest for the binders than the loose packs. So yeah, the binders seems like they're being bought out more, and we'll see how that keeps going up. But yeah, like binders aren't that much more expensive compared to loose packs. So if you're gonna invest in Prismatic, like even like think about it this way, like if you're buying the loose packs anyway, the binders are only 50 cents more per pack. And you get the binder itself, but you can actually sell like the binders. Let's look at that for a sec. The binders do have resale value, and right now, people are trying to resell the binders. I don't know how many sales, but trying to resell them for like $17. So like you're buying the loose packs, and you're a rep shipper. You can sell the loose packs, and then you could try to sell the binder later on, and you only spent 250 on that binder. So like the margins for that is actually quite good. Okay. Booster bundles, the price is about the same, but the amount being bought is increasing. Partly also because it's releasing soon, relatively soon at least. And then yeah, a lot of these three pack things, demand has slowed down, and people are basically buying. I think people are basically buying the cheapest ones because they're just a little cheaper. So you see some sales of those, but yeah, like the sales of these three pack things are still kind of declining, but the price points are still remaining strong and they're keeping at like about the $12 per pack mark. So yeah, I expect these things to continue to increase as supply kind of runs out, and people are like, but I have seen this for 151. 151, these three pack things trail behind loose pack prices for some reason. I think people just are kind of lazy to be honest, and they don't want to buy from multiple sellers. Maybe they don't trust some of these sellers, so that's probably part of it. And some of them don't want to waste all the time opening the cardboard. The mini tens, like the single mini tens, they're going about the same. Umbreon tin went down just a tiny bit, and the Sylveon tin went down like $1. Let me. Do I have the Umbreon? Yeah, the Umbreon tin's right there. Demand of that Umbreon tin, I think it's starting to slow down a little bit, but still a good chunk of the market. Like that's still 20%. And then Sylveon tin, um, it is 12, which is a good chunk of the market. So like yeah, we're seeing not that many these mini tins on the market anymore. So that's also going to affect pricing. But that also kind of supports possibly that there weren't as many tins being printed as people might have thought because people really sold in pretty early into those. I want to see just the supply of, yeah, the tin displays is more of them, um, but they're more like an obvious like sort of sell it. I feel like, but we'll see how that goes. What I want to talk about is, and I don't have the data on this, but so Pokemon's releasing this two pack blister. I haven't really talked much about this, but yeah, I saw an article PokeBeach which kind of reiterated it. If you look closely, the this one has a Pokemon Day stamp. That might be the Jap. Oh no, that's English. Yeah, there's a Pokemon Day for February 27th, and apparently, like Pokemon's releasing this EV product for that day. And there's apparently like this reverse cosmos sort of hollow thing that's kind of rare. So it kind of look like this, and the thing about this is that they do this thing where they try to promote sales. So if you buy something at Pokemon Center with a certain spending limit, they send you this card. But also, you can just get it from getting this buying the two pack blister, which is gonna be hard to get. So I don't have like a good sense of like how this will do. I think that since it's a stand promo, um, it will do a little better price per pack wise than the other. Like this won't be treated as like like the poster collection and a three pack thing as disposable. It'll be treated as a little more of a collector's item. I don't know what the full effect of this will be because people will be able to get this by just shopping. Um, Although we'll see how much people can actually get because what people are actually gonna buy a lot and like break the website. Um, but yeah, like I don't have like I wish I had like a database because I remember I actually got one of these Scarlet cards because I bought something from Pokemon Center or Best Buy. Something sent me this, but it's not really worth that much. But I don't have the data on this, so I kind of want to get more data. But like having Pokemon Horizons here is it's a lot less valuable than having a Pokemon Day stamp. It seems a little more valuable, especially for Eevee. So yeah, I wanna get some more data how this will do because I just really don't have the data on this. But if this is something that interests you, like this is another reason to possibly try to get this and maybe not open it immediately or sell it immediately. This is getting a little long. I'm also a little late on recording, so this will also probably be 15 minutes late. But 151, um, 151, the PCTP went to 405, which is a pretty good jump. I don't, I think I've seen it like 399 before. I don't think I've seen it at 405 before. So yeah, PCTPs are doing well there. Just with the pack price about the same. Binder collections have gone back up to 150. They're still doing kind of strong. Um, all right, so 151's here. So yeah, binders, they're still selling. There's two sold yesterday. So yeah, it's still kind of remaining strong. Like, and there's not always a lot of them. Like after 150, you get to 155 already. Um, and then this is like the PCTB. Yeah, there's someone bought like four yesterday. They have more sporadic sales, but there's only 20 listed available. I should possibly check eBay prices on this. As I said before, like loose pack prices, the sort of it's kind of slowing down, but I don't really worry about this unless I see probably like a week's worth, especially like 2 weeks worth. Like I feel like people are gonna eventually need to buy packs again, so they have no choice. But I'm guessing like ripper shippers are calculating their margins and going like, oh, can I really sell at this price? Like I get the feeling like they've gotten really comfortable before, like oh, if I can buy at this price, then I can make these margins. But it's kind of more difficult to raise their prices of their packs and also buy higher prices because there's a little more risk. So I can and it also drains their capital a little faster. So I'm guessing there's a little resistance from ripper shippers. Um, UPCs, it looked like they dropped like $25, but it's mostly like this one seller selling four. So if you want some cheap UPCs, like this is like a $25 off discount. If you buy all four, you get $100 off. So also actually with the shipping, if they ship um, all four of them, and the shipping is just flat rate $15 for all four. That's actually like really really cheap for the current price point. So yeah, this possibly a good deal. It's 0% feedback, so take it, do it if you want to. It's kind of risky. Um, and booster bundle demands being like decent. Crown Zenith. Well, I have a lot to say for this video apparently. Crown Zenith. So okay, what I'm seeing with Crown Zenith is this. This is my sort of analysis of it. So the loose pack price went down a little bit, but we're still at about $7 a pack, and it's been pretty strong at that. And I told you guys like when Crown Zenith first reached $7 a pack for Sea and Sky and packs on the 17th, which is like 3 days ago. It's been kind of consistent at that, and I think people are starting to adjust to new pricing. There's still a ton of Sea and Sky out there and packs. Like no, there's 15,000. There's people with hundreds of packs listed. It's not like there's necessarily like I don't know how to say it, like a true shortage of crown. Like I know it's just like there's definitely people selling crowns in it. It's definitely not like for a set being like 2 years old. There's quite a lot on the market. It's just kind of like too high for people to buy. Um, Here's the take. So the booster bundles and the ETBs have are rising, and they're things that don't rise as often. They don't get as much movement. But I see like I don't know if I've seen booster bundles above. I guess I see $50 over there. Um, but usually booster bundles haven't been this high. There's a 51 over here. Okay, so I've seen it go um, around this price around the 11th of January, and now it's over a month later, and they're kind of recovered and they're past that to 152. And I think that's the highest I've seen ETBs at 117. But I think that in a sense, what's happening is that if I look at demand for packs, like it's still kind of slowing down a little bit because people are kind of hesitant to buy these prices or they haven't restocked. Sea and Sky is still doing fine. Um, but when I look at the bundles are just they're doing okay. The last couple, ever since the 12th, they've been kind of increasing in sales. You see, like it's a little chunkier over here, and for ATBs, it hasn't necessarily been like huge sales. Like it's actually been kind of declining, but the price has been going up. And so I think that these are more difficult to invest in a sense because they haven't really been having huge price increases because people have just been mostly buying the cheap stuff. Like I feel like most of the demand on the market is from ripman shippers or maybe people trying to invest who are just trying to get the cheap stuff. because Pokemon's already so expensive. Um, but honestly, like the ETBs and bundles from a collector's point of view, they're kind of better investments. They're just more expensive. Like a sense of like if you want to store them, they're easier to store. Sea and Sky, I don't know if people really want to open Sea and Sky in the future, except for the fact that it's a big box and there's so much of it. Um, and I think that what's kind of happening is that investor confidence is kind of increasing in these more traditional sort of like things you'd want to keep long terms. Like booster bundles are things that you want to keep long term because like they're kind of a new mini booster box. Like in the future, the way I think about it is like for a set, like okay, how do people search up products in the future? Do they remember the random Pikachu, Apom collector box? Not usually. It's like okay, so the main thing they remember is like booster box. Okay, so I want to do this set booster box. Like I don't have to be an expert in Pokemon to remember that. I just like oh, I remember Evolving Skies as a thing. Oh, Evolving Skies, I should probably get the booster box, right? That's sort of the logic. And the same thing with like Crown Zenith. Usually you look at ETBs and booster bundles nowadays since they got more popular, and sometimes also things like UPCs or PC ETBs. But you don't necessarily look at the like random collection boxes, and sometimes the loose packs you only kind of get as like a one-off thing because usually you don't really trust loose packs in the future. So for long-term investments, I think that even though the pricing for loose packs has kind of stagnated, I think confidence in getting these bundles and ATBs is getting a little better. They're like, hey, I don't know how much Pokemon is really printing of Sea and Sky, because that's definitely affecting price points. But I think it might be finally time that these things will be more robust in pricing, these ETBs and bundles, because um, the price points are so strong for the other two items. So I think that's kind of what's possibly going on in investors' minds. And that's kind of my speculation, but we'll see what actually happens. All right, that's it for today's video. Thanks, guys. Bye.